I can't believe it's already 3 years since Hyundai launched the Creta, and the car is doing really well for the brand. It is a hotly contested segment, the compact crossover, the compact SUV, and that also means that there is a lot of pressure on the Hyundai Creta, not just from within the segment, but also from a segment a level higher and a level lower. And then there's the Kia SP concept. When it takes production shape, it will be based on the underpinnings of the Creta. And the way it stunned the audience at the Auto Expo, there are a lot of people waiting for it, a lot of people looking forward to it. So you see, from all directions, there is a lot of pressure on the Creta, and that explains why that within 3 years, it's already got its midlife makeover. And that's the very car that we have on test today. Let us begin with the changes. The most prominent are the daytime running lights, which now find their place around the fog lamps in the front bumper, and the tallish design imparts a more elongated appearance to the face. Also contributing to that effect is the new cascading grille. This grille is a new signature trait for Hyundai, but looks the best on the Creta this side of 20 lakh rupees. The Creta now also gets a bit of that SUV character in its design thanks to the beefier skid plates at the front and at the rear. The tailgate also features new tail lights now, but sadly, there is no LED treatment on them. Hyundai has also thrown in a roof-mounted shark fin antenna. Look at the side profile and you will notice a new design for the 17-inch diamond-cut alloy wheels, and they look quite sporty. If you haven't noticed already, the metallic orange shade that you see here is new too. The cabin of the Creta doesn't really get a lot of visual changes in this midlife makeover, unless of course you specify the orange or the tangerine pack, which gets you a few orange accents to match the new body color on the outside. But this is the default color scheme, this is the default layout, which is largely similar to the outgoing car. There are a few significant add-ons to the features list though, like for example the infotainment. The software is now new, you get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you get a new IPS display. You also get a wireless charging pad, but my iPhone 8 Plus is fitting edge to edge on it, which means with the cover on, it doesn't fit very nicely. So if you have a smaller phone, well and good. If you have a larger phone, good luck with that. You have a USB port, you also have a 12-volt socket, and Hyundai has also provided this nice little USB charger that fits into the 12-volt socket. Not that you couldn't use your own, but now you can. You have multiple options now to charge your phones, your devices, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. A very important add-on for a lot of you out there though, the sunroof. On a few trims, on the few range-topping trims, you can get the sunroof. It is a small stubby unit. It's not a panoramic roof, of course. It's only for the front seats. But I think it's a good addition to have for people who really are sensitive about sunroofs. Like I said, not many changes on the inside as far as the visuals go, but these few additions to the features list make a lot of difference. Hyundai now also gives you a fitness tracker with the Creta that works like a proximity key fob, just in case you don't want to carry around a bulky key during your fitness routines. The driver's seat now features a 6-way electrical adjustment. Space for the passengers, their knickknacks, and the cargo remains unchanged though. Fit and finish was never a complaint in the Creta, and the updated model continues to be one of the best in class in terms of overall build quality. The Creta has become so popular that it's become a common sight, and because it's a common sight, it also tends to look a little dated. Not that it ever looked bad, it is a handsome looking car, but just that it looks dated, and that is one of the reasons why Hyundai had to come up with a midlife makeover as early as this, to make sure that there is still a lot of excitement about the car. And I think the facelift has worked in its favor. I think it looks quite sophisticated, it ups the premium quotient, and that should work in the car's favor. The midlife makeover doesn't really bring any significant mechanical upgrades to the Creta. You still get the 1.6 litre petrol, which can be had with an automatic or a manual transmission. You have the entry-level 1.4 litre diesel, and you have the 1.6 litre diesel, which again can be had with a manual or an automatic transmission. The diesel automatic is what we are driving right now. The 1.6 litre petrol mill has a decent low-end pull for city use and a meaty mid-range. Beyond 5000 RPM though, the power tapers off. The petrol Creta cruises at 100 km an hour at about 2500 RPM, which is quite relaxed for a petrol car of this size. The 1.6 litre diesel also has similar characteristics and therefore suffers from a weak top end. But its meaty mid-range torque needs a mere 2100 RPM to cruise at 100 km an hour, and overtakes even at highway speeds don't necessarily need a downshift. The springy nature of the clutch and the notchy shifts remain unchanged on the manual variants of both the petrol and the diesel. The Creta continues to impress with a supple ride quality, predictive and progressive braking, and a steering that is conveniently light for city use. The performance figures, braking distance, and fuel economy readings for all the variants remain pretty consistent with the outgoing model and is on par or better than the segment rivals. The fuel economy claims have mysteriously gone missing on the new brochure though. Anti-lock brakes and the frontal airbags are a standard fit on the range-topping variant, but weirdly, the ISOFIX child seat mounts are only available on the automatic variants. If you are serious about safety though, only the top-spec SXO trim of the Creta makes sense, for it gets you traction control, electronic stability program, hill start assist, and side and curtain airbags to secure the cabin for your entire family. Speaking of the trims, the Creta now has 5 trims to choose from compared to the previous 7. In doing so, Hyundai has not only made the buying decision easier for the consumer, but also added more value by reshuffling certain creature comforts as per the market demand. More importantly, the new additions to the kit and a more sophisticated form put the Creta in a leading position yet again.